Hello everybody, hopefully you're having a good day or night. Gonna try to cover the treasure spawn as much as possible. For a treasure spawn, it is pretty dang good. It's a good deal for a treasure spawn. It's not as costly as the usual treasure spawns. Reason I'm saying that is because it's got pretty dang good monsters or pretty dang good featured gear. It's not one or the other, like, oh yeah, we're gonna have good monsters but like crappy featured gear, we're just gonna put it there with no medals. Pretty dang good deal. 6 chests still, sadly, but it's pretty good. No rates up. 6.0% chance on a SSR. Going into the bossers, I rate them a 6.5 out of 10. All these bossers are very similar, so I don't really want to extend this video more than it needs to, and I don't want to extend this video as much as it doesn't need to be, and try to cover this as fast as possible. I know you don't want to read extra monsters, but they pretty much have a similar pattern of how they work. Alright, so what I mean by that is, I have one ability that's really good, and I have a few abilities that are pretty good. For example, between the Light Commander and the Wind Warlord, Wind Warlord has increased usage gauge of all allies by 2 for 40 seconds, and the Light Commander has increased cost recovery speed of all allies for 40 seconds. Then she has cast a ward and all allies and remove status alignments from all allies. Now those are pretty decent things, but and then the Wind Warlord heals all allies for 5% of the max HP for every 5 seconds for 60 seconds. That's pretty good. That's up there. Then remove debuffs from all allies. That's pretty good. So that's up there. This one has cast 10% life drain on all allies for 50 seconds. I'd say that's its alpha skill. Then it's got cast karma on all allies. That's good. It recovers 20 cost on all allies. So yeah, like Blaze Commander. Cast 30% damage reflection barrier on all allies for 40 seconds and removes buffs from all enemies. They do have a good skill, and then the rest are pretty good, but like they have that one really made like alpha skill that's really good, then the rest are okay. I say Water Commander is the best because she has reduces physical and magical damage taken of all allies by 30%, so your damage is getting reduced by more than 1/4. And on top of that, you have a cast 40% counter heal on allies that recovers 12,000 HP each time damage is received. If you ask me, that's a pretty dang good combo compared to the other stuff. Dark Commander has probably the second best combo of skills. Water Commander, clutch. It's like a semi-resurrection pretty much. It really is. You get damage reduced, and on top of that, you have a 12,000 counter heal. That's pretty dang clutch. It has Kismet on, cast Kismet on all allies, so you ain't gotta worry about debuffs because they turn to buffs if they try to do that. Moving on to the weapons. Weapons are pretty dang good. Their skill's really good, and their cost is 33, so they give good stats, really good stats. They do the regular testaments, plus they have a chance to fill your UC gauge by 3. This is the same skill once, so if it activates, both things will activate, if you're wondering. If I said it a bit weird. But both things activate if it happens at all. I'm not sure of the proc rate though. I would say the one that recovers cost would be better in player versus enemy, and then the one that recovers Unison would be better player versus player. But it really depends on how you play. It's really good skill, really good skill. And then this is a really good skill for the armor too. Chance to massively reduce physical damage taken. There is no magical, or maybe that's a glitch. And fill your UC gauge up by 5. Cost 33, so it has good stats. Now, it has a better skill than the famous for a while Cronus armor, because Cronus armor just fills UC gauge by 5 when physical or magical damage is taken. Unlike that though, this armor, it does that and has a chance to massively reduce physical damage taken. So that's extra. You reduce damage taken, whether it's physical or magical damage, and you increase your usage gauge by 5. Now, I'm not gonna say right away the skill is exceptionally better than the Crotus armor, because this armor, Crotus armor is a lot harder to get than this armor, meaning it's higher quality armor, and usually when you're playing games like these, the higher the quality, the better it is. So under the lines, hidden under the lines, and not talked about by Unison, proc rates, I'd probably say this has a pretty dang lower proc rate than the Cronus armor. The Cronus armor probably has a higher proc rate because it's a lot harder armor to get, and it has a higher cost. That means it's higher quality. I'm not sure though, but that's just a barely educated hypothesis. I'd say this stuff has a lower proc rate, possibly even really low proc rate, but the skill is better overall without the proc rate. Its cost isn't though, it gives less stats, but skill's better. Go into items. 8,000's not bad. It's a little over expensive, but it's not like extremely expensive or anything, because there is no medals of the jackpot. 200, 500 from 1 maximum, 300 minimum, 100 from 1, 200 maximum, and you get 50 to 200 per each spawn. And then the gear itself is actually at a pretty decent treasure medal, like the feature gear. I honestly, if I had the gems, I would go for this stuff. Just this one though. I really want the Youngblood armor more than anything. If you have leftover medals, go for the crystal stuff, I guess. Has regular testaments plus, and they have an ability that you can get rid of your regular attack. If that's not the case, you don't have that much, go for the Purge. Purge is second recommended. No, Purge is first recommended. Crystal second. Imperial's third. And Assassin weapons are fourth. Wait, no, Guardian stuff is fourth because it has a lower proc rate, but has a chance to critical hit and heal your HP by 5,000 when using an ability. Or Droplets of Ether. Droplets of Ether are also highly recommended. But yep, overall, I gotta say this is a pretty good spawn. It would be worth it if you have the gems and you don't have much good gear or monsters. It's one of the lesser pay to win jackpots, not jackpots, but treasure spawns, and most treasure spawns are extremely pay to win. All treasure spawns are pay to win in a sense, but this is the really like lesser ones. So yeah, not a bad one. It's pretty good. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, I'm out. Peace.